Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. Uh, okay. So those of you that already hopped in probably noticed that I did add some more songs to the playlist. I just added some Pokemon battle themes, just typical stuff. Not all of them, but a handful, just to so there's some more variety in the music playlist. And also I added some follower emotes since we unlocked those. Woohoo! They're all kind of scuffed. I didn't put like any effort into them. If it took longer than 10 minutes to get set up, I didn't do it. But I could maybe change them around later. I got some. There's still some commission ones coming that'll actually look really good. But for now, we just got some scuffed. But those will be sub emotes, the commission ones. The follower ones, I just kind of like. Yeah, they're there. Anyways, so today we're doing a Madness buff team with that's including a special mouflank. That was the request yesterday for the team, and so we're gonna go with it. Yesterday was the amphibian team. Would not recommend, but it was a great video to watch, and codes on the side if anyone likes a challenge. All right, so we're gonna start with mouflank. Now, from here, probably get at least one, maybe two more Madness buff users. Xenorous my favorite of them, so we'll throw that on a team. If I can find it. There it is. And then another one, just because it's not played a whole lot, I will throw a Gulder. Hello, Senpai, welcome. Wherever Gulder's at. It's probably in the for fun section now. It's been in a rough spot for quite a while. New emote. It's just some scuffed ones. Because I noticed we unlocked follower emotes finally. It took forever for Twitch to come to allow that. So I just added some goofy stuff. Simple stuff. Yeah, but thank you. We got the Luma, we got the Umbra. The GG emote's a little small. It was supposed to be like the legend, and then it's just like GG where the numbers would be, but you can't even see that. So I'll probably change that one around at some point. Then the scuffed emote is literally I opened MS Paint, Microsoft Paint, and just made a Pookie in like 10 minutes with my wonderful lack of skills. It actually turned out pretty good, considering. And then the derp emote is actually modified from the concept art for Pookie. I just changed the eyes around to look stupider. So and added a tongue to it. So yeah, it's just goofy. You like it though? That's good. Yeah, like it's just modifying what already existed. So it's not like I came up with anything. Okay. We got some madness buff now. Might as well jump on the Shawlant train. Everyone seems to be on it, so what's another gonna harm? Welcomer creates a lot of space, and Haito along with it is even better. Something we haven't tried that would actually be great to throw on this team is new Hypnotist Moala. So Hypnotist used to activate once the start of every, or once Moala joins the field, and everything on the field gets put to sleep. Now, after 2 turns that Moala's been on the field, the tooltip's actually wrong. Rivals get just your opponents now will sleep for 2 turns. So it's actually crazy good. It's just a little bit difficult to pull off. But once you do, like you get a free Zen meditation off because you already have the hold after being in 2 turns. I'll figure out the rest of the set later. So now we got 2 supports. We got some madness buffs. Probably get another toxic or 2 for our special Gulder. He's very special. So I've used a lot of fun toxic appliers already in other teams, so there's not a whole lot left. New emotes. Hello, Mr. Bossy. Welcome. Yeah, it's just some goofy emotes that I spent 0 time an effort in on. So, do like an Urushiol Platamus or like an Urushiol Loali. Maybe a Urushiol Saku. Is that underspeed Gulder still? That would be a fun little turn one combo. It does underspeed Gulder, that's great. Because Venom spreads high prio and Urushiol's normal prio. I have like one more Toxic Applier. Do like Molgu Faraday? Maybe not Molgu. It'd be nice to have something else against Digis, so like a Water Toxic would be good. We don't use Calibus often, this could be the game for it. I don't think Flood's gonna help us a whole lot. Probably just Water Jet for some more damage. Yeah, it's funny, you can Tink with Calibus into a Venom spread from Gulder as well. And also a Strangle can provide some control for my Madness buffers to attack. Maybe like a Volgon now? Maybe yeah, so we'll do Volgon so we have synergy for like Crystal Deluge on Zenarith. Some more digital coverage, and we'll also be able to get more Strangle support. So that's kind of cool. Works out. Unfortunately, Volgon doesn't have anything to support a special attacker, but we can throw Cage on it. Cage works. Just do Adrenaline Shot. We'll give... I don't know, is Whip gonna be... Maybe I throw a Whip on the Moala, because I don't want it to interact negatively with Shaolant. Because if I was to face Heater or something with a Whip Welcomer, it would actually push off the evasion. What am I looking for? Whip, yes. Shelllant. You know, I was thinking with all the Shellants I faced, I'm like, wow, it would be really interesting if you had redirection device on it with max HP because it's just like people are gonna attack the Shellant most of the time. But nah, I mean that would be fun, but I think it's just more consistent to do Sensei Robe. Zenarith loves Fake Beard. I know it's kind of anti-synergy with Whip. Maybe I go Sweatband instead. Sweatband keeps the synergy alive. We'll go Res Badge on mouflank for damage. Maybe Diabolo on Calibus. People don't like to attack the thing, and I completely understand why. Gulder never has had a great idea. A VOD enjoyer. Pharaoh, welcome. Glad you enjoy the VODs. Maybe first aid kits. Coat even. Marbles. Maybe marbles just because I don't have it on anything yet. Marbles is such a strong item. Saku can go a lot of items. I think I'll go bait for now, just because it's very prone to being burned, poisoned, and slept. Bait kind of prevents that and increases its stam. Alright. Movesets. Well, Madness buff, knockback. Probably want Double Edge just for a turn 1 attack option. And then I guess we go Goring for priority. Yeah. Zenarith. Pretty standard moveset normally. The last slot's a bit flexible, but we're gonna go Deluge here because we have Moala for 1 mental, and Volgun's functionally a second. Gulder, Rotten Goo, Venom Spread, and really it's just Toxic Ink, so it can actually provide self synergy for Venom Spread if needed, but that's not going to be optimal. Shawant has pretty solid support moveset. My whole team's kind of really, I guess like these two are, my speeds are all over the place. I'll try Kesugatame, but I think Zen Meditation would also be a good option here. Moala is really interesting. Can actually attack for the first 2 turns now, but I don't think I want Haito. I don't even really want Nito because my team's primarily special attackers. Go Paralyzing Poison. And maybe just like Double Gash Transient. I don't think I'm investing any attack on it. It's just there to be a support. But I figure since I have some toxic synergies, it would be good. Saku. This is pretty much my go-to Saku set, except instead of Narco Hit, I have a Rushiol now. Already filled that in, and I filled that in. Okay, now we'll start working on TVs. So Hurry Wart means I can lead with knockback. But it's still really a cheap rotation. We'll just go 67, which is knockback, goring if I need it, and then another knockback. As far as speeds go, I probably want quite a bit of speed, and yet I don't want to be vulnerable to all the... Mouflank has really bad special defense. I mean, its HP is pretty good. The problem is I feel like it doesn't outspeed whatever it really wants to. I could hit 273, and then just throw the rest in special attack. Hello, Shrumpy, welcome. You gotta throw everything in special defense instead of HP. Get a little bit more value. I think this is still going to be pretty rough, but we'll give it a try. I added all these new songs, and none of them are playing. There's some coming up a bit later. We'll just wait for them. Zenarith. Zenarith, I always like to hit 200 speed. Beats Golzes using melee moves, which is valuable. I 32, 15. We'll just go 61 stamina. It allows us 2 attacks and a madness buff if we want, which I think is good enough. Just max special attack and throw a bunch in HP. Gulder's really interesting, and it's probably one of the worst Tems in the game. Sorry, Gulder fans. It's really not good right now. You can almost just go a 500-500 spread on it. Its defenses are nice and split even. You could throw some defenses in it anyways. Since it doesn't need stamina, because it has a 3-turn rotation with cheap moves, it doesn't need speed because it's the slowest Tem in the game. It's just like, the problem is you're sacrificing your huge HP pool for madness buff, but you still get to +3 special defense, so you can almost buff your defense anyways. Yeah, it's a hard call. As far as trait goes, I like Punch Bag better personally. We're just gonna go with that. Hello, Lucas. Welcome. '76 is the Soul Shout, Inner Spirit rotation. Speed. You know what? I'm probably gonna I'm gonna take speed out of the mouflank. We're gonna go HP instead. Because the whole team is really slow. Having a super fast attacker is gonna be anti-synergy, really. Plus, I'll want the HP to minimize the recoil from knockback. And so I'll have a really bulky Shallant too. Lero, hello, welcome. Everyone's showing up today. That's cool. Still in the team building phase. I mean, Shallant likes speed. I'll have it go up to 273 for some somewhat faster high toes, and then we'll just throw whatever's left in special attack, which isn't much, but Sensei Robe does help boost that some. Moala, I really don't know what new Moala builds go. Like I said, I'm probably not building like any attack in it because it has a really supportive moveset. It doesn't need stam either. It's got super cheap stam moves and a really high base stam, which is actually pretty cool. Maybe I go like 181 in speed, or 182, I mean. So Transient can outspeed a non-synergy Chromion, just in case I need to finish it off. Yeah, everyone's checking out the new emotes. Yeah, no, those are not ones I commissioned. They're just ones I either modified existing art or made my own. And like the scuffed one's the only one I made myself. I just was like, opened up MS Paint, spent 10 minutes drawing a Pookie, and that's what it ended up being. You love the derp one? That's actually the concept art for Pookie. All I did was add the derpy eyes to it. I'm glad you guys like it though. I might change around the emotes at some point. Like I said earlier, the GG one is just a little too small. It's just what I got for now. Figured since Twitch finally allowed me to add follower emotes, I'd just throw some stuff on there. We go up to like 200 in each defense. Saku's already overloaded with stats anyways. So it's just a little bulkier than usual, and then we'll just throw the rest in attack. All of this is really standard, like 500 HP, 400 special defense. And then there's like 100 flex TVs. You can put it in stam, so you have 61 for a good rotation. I know some people put it in like special attack for harder hitting water blades and stuff. Be flattened, hello, welcome. Seems gonna be super bulky. The idea is not to deal damage without getting set up first, I guess. Also, it's funny, I know Volgon got a stam buff in the patch, but its stamina is still awful. Yeah, we don't even need a rotation. We just... Like, I was thinking we could go up to 61, maybe. But it's going to be resting every other turn with Strangle after Ad Shot wears off, so... kind of the same thing with Saku, maybe. We'll just round up the defenses up to 200. Not for any particular reason other than it's a nice even 100. And we'll throw the rest in special attack so it can't be completely ignored. I don't think it needs speed for anything. It can actually get a use out of the like little attack boost with Strangle. It is a physical attack. Manus buff Valash, no. We got Zenarith, Guldur, and mouflank. Mouflank was the requested Tum, and I just threw the others on there. Guldur sucks, so that's why we're using it. Do I really not have any other Lumas available? Why did I click on the Volgon? I need to level up and get some egg moves on some of these Tems. All right. Looks like we're good to at least give it a try. And then we'll hop over and I'm at like encounter 100 on my or 200 on my Umber radar. Pollution etc for Goulder. I'm not in any rush. I'd still at some point like to farm a whole bunch of layers and get some ETCs myself. I guess I'm kind of just waiting for a good week for moves on Gallios, and then I'll just farm that layer or something. Not that I even paid attention this week. I probably should have. Also, Gulder I actually don't even have a Luma of. I didn't get lucky during that week. It's more like I need Petal Dagger on Saku. I need some special attack and hot fixes for mouflank. I think I need like whatever Calavis's egg moves are too. And Moala, I need TVs. Zero Noxes. Okay. This sucks. I don't have like any sleep resist here. I wish I had an energy drink that would help so much. Also, there's like 7 Digi weeks and I don't have a Digi. This is the big sad. Huh. I guess I'm gonna... I don't know, I'm stuck either facing like Waspine Gallios or like Pocus Gallios. Tora Faruga, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. This team looks interesting, it certainly is. I was requested to do a Madness buff team, and mouflank was supposed to be on it. Super glad you don't have to face him. I've beat him with most of my teams, especially any ones with at least one digital. But this is not one of those teams, so you've seen like 5 players so far play with the same team. Oh my goodness, that sounds awful. I mean, I know that I want Zenith. Maybe I should, instead of going to the 200 breakpoint, I should go a few more points to reach max speed Pocus, because that's actually more realistic. Maybe I go Shallant and just click the funny button and see how it goes. This way with Shallant, if he doesn't immediately kill me, I can also get holds off with Kesugatame as well, which is nice. Alright. I do remember, though, that this Size Munch has drill. Because this is the guy who drilled himself with heat up. So I gotta watch out for that. I can ban the Pocus now, though. So there's a lot less sleep shenanigans I have to deal with now. Like, you're 8-1 in D2, D1 without a rank up. Gotta wait until more players hit Diamond. Well, that's rough, yeah. I never try and push early in the season intentionally. Sometimes I end up at a pretty high rank. Especially when I go like 6-3 with an amphibian team with 2 pre-evos on it. Place there after placements, just haven't moved since. Wow, that's actually really high for placements. Pretty crazy. He was pretty happy you held top 3 podium for 4 days. I did see that you hit podium, so that's cool. Yeah, that's definitely cool. Review, improve a team. I might need a reminder to do that after this match, but I will get to it as soon as I do remember and I'm out of match. Your first podium too? Yeah, that's awesome. I see Prody retook his spot at the top, and Argon's not far behind, but he was shuffled up for a little bit. I saw Starla was up there too. Kind of crazy. I don't want either of these two Tems last. Maybe I'll give this like 4 or 5 turns, and if it's just bad, I'll forfeit. Because I don't have like much of anything for this team. Swap in the Moala to eat the melee move. I think it's probably Hook Jinx Whisper, which will help. Gallios, I don't even think it's worth attacking right now. Because I just can't deal enough damage to it fast enough to heal, or before it heals. And if I apply 2 statuses this early on in the game, he'll just swap it back in later. Yeah, this drill was revealed, even if I didn't remember. So it's kind of nice. It's a very squishy size munch because I have almost no invest on this Shell Lance. Ooh, we went for the clay ball instead. Very interesting. Probably full speed and attack. Yeah, that's what I'd guess too. Last season he did Martial Strike with it to scam Volphy players. Funny. You log on, you see no Ockler plush in your shop, you log off. You streamline the Temtem experience. Man, Workman, you should have been here yesterday. I was running both Pup Boys and Bigu on a team. The theme was Amphibian. It was a great stream. Yeah, the VOD is there though. I kind of wish there was a way I could avoid the Gallios signature here, but that's not really an option. Yeah, read somewhere the whip doesn't work properly with target rep. Have I encountered that interaction this patch? I tested it out last patch in 1.4 and it did not work. I did look for that specifically in the patch notes and did not see it changed. So unless they fixed it without saying it, I'm have to assume it's not fixed. Sucks. Yeah, it is quite unfortunate. Not gonna lie, the game you used AoE Schween's Horn antitoxins to buff both Big Way and Pup Waste and sweep from there with your Temtem peak. That sounds amazing. I love that. I really hope he doesn't click the signature on himself. Target reps bugged in multiple ways. Are there a few? They fixed a lot of them last I saw, but I suppose there's always the chance of more bugs. Please be on the Nagais, please be on the Nagais. Actually, it doesn't matter because I got the poison off anyways. I just wanted to push off the Doom, really. People really take their time, you just smash buttons. You should work on that. Times your Obi gets the evasion from the ally only after attacking. That's weird. There's about 20 plus bugs you can think of. Yeah, there's definitely quite a few. I just don't know if they can all be fixed before the Tem CS that they're planning on delaying until. Rip my min speed Moala. And rip Goulder, he's just gonna take a nap. I should have E-Drink on my Goulder. That would be better than marbles, for sure. I'm kind of forced to bring in Zenareth here, but that's fine. This is about the only time I want Zenareth for. Which means just being a Toxic boost, the saddest one to you. Toxic needs no help. Yeah, that's for sure. Some things that get restricted. Yeah, that's the most likely result. Clay ball. That did so much damage. Wow. Oh man, that's funny. Alright. Your Beyond Amaze Tyrannac has not seen any restriction considering it has like 5 bugs by itself. It's true. Yeah, that is kind of surprising. I mean, most... I don't know, I guess I don't know all of them by heart, but I've only seen a few clips of stuff like... Oh, Tyrannac just got so many issues. Yikes. 500 size munch. And the Tink doesn't even finish it off because the Earthbound gave it just enough to survive on 1 health. I can try and like cast them a shook. Throw a rotten goo at it or something, chip it down. Sometimes its trade is lower than normal. Sometimes it's more. Weird interactions with Mimic can attack through freeze. Doesn't stop Gallios. See, I'm not sure if the Gallios one's a bug. Because the thing is, Gallios' trade actually activates at the start of the turn. It doesn't activate when it dies. It activates when it revives. It's kind of weird, but it might be intentional that it doesn't work. But the rest of those, yeah, there's just a whole big mess. We'll get the Golder Venom spread. If it wasn't for that and ice in the back, I don't think this would be too bad because mouflank can probably deal with Mashuk pretty well. You know, Zenith being -1 speed, it never stood a chance to outspeed the guys either. %20 to a Gallios, let's go! Shadowland with Cooperation might have some value, heal back some madness buff and assist on stam. Seems like a fun gimmick, but I don't think it's all that consistent. Shadowland has so many good moves, like Haito and... I guess I could drop Inner Spirit, but Haito and Kesugatame offer so much. I haven't even gotten to click. Haven't even gotten to click the move yet. Shaw has like the 8-move curse like Garender once upon a time. Yeah, I mean, I also still find it funny that Shadowland still lost so many moves, it's just gained a lot back now. It's like Cheer Up and Haito being added to its pool, Zen Meditation being a move that's not garbage. If this takes out the Mashuk... Yeah, I was close. He's gonna just face a heli kick now. Well, now I just have to hope he clicks Psy Surge, forgetting that the Deceitor is over, or that my Zenith is -1. It's basically my only hope. But just maybe then. Goring for chip damage on Tortonite just in case. Come on, click Psy Surge. Deceitor is totally not over. Yeah, nope, Okay, either that's a fast tort or he might have actually. Ah, unfortunate. Looks like I would have died to 2C spikes from this tort anyways. I feel like he's got all 500 spreads on his Tems. Just, I don't know, it's just really matchup fishy to me. But some people are okay with that. It's not a thing I'm interested in though. GG's. Gonna swap over Gulder's item now for energy drink. Title's very accurate for the last 2 to 3 seasons. Haven't run Nox once. Yeah, I haven't seen it. Change for E-drink. Fishing. Fishing chain. I didn't even see that. I thought that was Rezo's thing. I didn't know that somebody else was doing the same thing. Soul Shell, Cooperation, Composure, and Kesugatame. I definitely don't want Composure because I could end up wiping my own madness buffs if I get a chance to click it. That game I didn't have any free space to work with. I 'Cause 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 ' Both and only goats. You blame Rezo still. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Ah, no, I forgot. Forgot to review the team. Oh well. We get a match against Lulu now. Not exactly the team I wanted to be facing Lulu with, but it's it's what we got. I don't really want to deal with a Hedgen when my only water is Calibus that he still bans even without the Hedgen. Surprised to see Barnshee actually. I think somebody else was experimenting with Barnshee recently as well. I was surprised. I guess the thing's probably got like 25 BST in bulk over the last 3 patches, so maybe it's usable now. It's buff time. Because I mean that OCR is more than likely swapping. But maybe it won't. I suppose Ghoulder's really not to play though because there's neutrality, resistance, toxic, earth. I really don't want to deal with Drakash though. I guess I have a couple melees for Drakash. Bigger problem's actually Gialis here, so I'll bring Moala. Zenith and we'll mouflank. Your acrylic display cases came in for your sealed Final Fantasy 4 and 5. That's awesome. Even you got special display cases for them too. That's fun. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be tough. I really don't have a lot of good ways to kill the Hazrat. Whip Oshiara. Interesting. Reactive Vile Hazrat. Like, does this Oshiara have a ton of special invest? We'll click the move. Okay, nope. It's high pressure water. That's decent damage to what I assume is a bulky Hazrat when I'm a no-invest Shellant practically and I'm burned. That's not what I wanted to see though. Lucia's running your team. Just, I mean, I feel like the Platamus Oshiara Hazrat core is really popular in general. You do know his Rat and Oshiara are very tanky. Gotcha. I'm hoping this Rat and Goo one-shots the Oshiara, because if it doesn't, I'm going to be very sad. He just wants to get rid of my Shellant. Did I need that for something? I guess it would have been nice against Drakash, but I don't think it was essential or anything. No! No! I can't have that. What am I supposed to do now? Why? I'm a +3 max special attack Ghoulder. Why does that not kill? Oh man, this is Ghoulder. This is why you're the worst Tem in the game. This horse has like 400 bulk. That's pretty. I don't even think that's abnormal for an Oshiara. I should just click knockback on the Hazrat. Okay, well, I just died to another lava wave. Eh. So he brings in Barnshee now, and I kind of just lose. See, the resisted Rangu did a quarter of that Hazrat's health. High pressure water's super nice, been rocking it yourself, and it's won more games than expected. Yeah, it certainly seems alright. I haven't experimented with it at all. Or I guess I did try it out. Now that Hazrat's super popular, I suppose it's pretty good, but it didn't feel good for a while, so. I guess that's why he's got the whip on his Oshiara too, to support the Hazoret so it can just stay on the field for 4 turns. Hazoret jumped in popularity. It was pretty insane after it got Venomous Claws. That was basically all it needed. Have a good priority move that wasn't tied to synergy. This team's got nothing against a meta team like that, unfortunately. Don't forget to check the team. Yeah, that's... It's just kind of like in a corner of my screen. It's not like in the middle or something. GG, Lulu. Running a meme team against that is not a good plan. Alright, we're going to do a team review now. Find the lead with Whip on Oshar. I was really surprised to see it. I did not think that... I feel it's really weird to see Oshar without a stamina item. But I guess because high pressure water is so cheap in stamina, you can get away with it. And the bulky Hazrat, yeah. Alright, I guess I didn't need to get rid of him. It's 24 FCF. Okay. Sea Amphibian, Nox Bomb, Ice Shuriken. Moveset seems alright. Frond Whip on a max speed Shimmerian's always a little bit sketch. It has a decent Gario matchup. But besides that, I feel like Sharply is kind of valuable. Unseen Blow I would not recommend. You don't... It's not good coverage on Shellant. I would swap it for... probably Kessa. But you could also do something like Dimmak if you want speed. And are afraid of melee resist because it just does 100 true damage. Zenmed, yeah, Zenmed is good, but this seems like a faster team, like without a whole lot of bulk invest. I guess there's some, but it just... Zenmed just seems a little too low tempo for this team, but it is an option. Source Rep combo with Shellant. Bush. I would drop Harmful and I would go Plasma. Plasma would burn support when you have that much speed on Obi is super valuable. Basically gives you artificial bulk. Schween, you do not need this stamina. First of all, Schween's getting banned all the time. Second of all, it has a 3-turn rotation naturally. So it's just like this is one of the highest base staminas in the game. Like you can just, I don't know what you'd want to put it in. I think this is fine. If you have double screen, I'd almost put double screen on it because it gets so much value from just being able to resist stuff. Throw an attack for a harder hitting Crystal Bite or something. Kapire without a single neutral synergy feels really bad. Like, because you're never going to have Prio, so you're always going to be just at this 248 speed. You're never going to be faster than it, which is super unfortunate. If you're going to be doing something like that's kind of the reason why so many fighters struggle is that their Prio's tied to synergy. And that's why stuff like Tolkien and Fiery Soul is not. So I can't recommend Kapire on this team. You probably have it here just as like an alternative carry. Hello, Himi, welcome. I will get to that scrim after this team review. Yeah, you just have it for a heat up with Shell Ant, it looks like. I think it would be just fine to throw Hazrat in this slot for the exact same purpose, but you actually have 2 water synergies for Lava Wave. I think that would be a lot better. Came to the main conclusion, reason why Kapire feels so bad is because it loses basically every fighter except Knack. Yeah, that's another big one too. Base jump just isn't good enough coverage. Kapire was there because of heat up and it's your favorite fire Tem. If we could throw like all of our favorite Tems on it, like you can use Kapire, but it will feel bad. It will. I wish it didn't, but it will. Azra's just going to be the better option, unfortunately. Ragnit. I don't think Ragnit's going to be the play either. You don't really need the Electric Custodian here. You only have 1 Electric Weak effectively. I mean, I know 2-wire is after the second turn now, but it's... or after the first turn, but most of the time you're either swapping it out or you have type advantage, and it's worth staying in. Plus, you're at 233, you're not outspeeding a single thing on tempo with your team, so it's just not worth it to have P-Jab. So I don't think Ragnar's going to be the play either. As for what I'd put there, you didn't need the electric synergy either. It looks like you had it there for the harmful microwaves, but like I said, Plasma's going to do you better. I guess you had like Electro Punch synergy. If you really wanted, you could have like a Zalbian. Like Zalbian heat up's not even that bad either. You have 2 digis for Electro Punch. You just have like Wastewater and like a Prio move. This is like, it's a Zalbian set. You don't have Fast Charge, but it's still alright for sure. Problem is like there are so many Platimuses and OCRs around. Your minimum speed's gonna have to be like 221, but I'm not gonna sit here making spreads all day. That would unfortunately take too long. So, but yeah, you can go once Schween's Horns gets fixed, you just throw War Drum on your Zalbian. Hazrat, you can throw a whole bunch of items on Hazrat. Fire Chip's reliable though. And like I said, Schween's Horn and War Drum. I think that'll help be quite a bit. Taser Zalbian, keep the combo with Lunch Wire. That's true. That's an option too, for sure. And it looks like the whole team is like it's punishing your opponent for so many different... You have a whole lot of cheese leads here. So if somebody breaks through your lead effectively, you are going to struggle. But you do have a lot of options to cover a wide variety of teams. So I think it's okay. I think it's an alright team. But yeah, that's probably what I got. Alright, Hemi, you want to send or should I? Oh wait, I can grab the team code for you quick, Malero. There you go. If you just wanted to fix it from there, otherwise you can just always go back in the recording. Just gonna wait for Hemi to respond. Not sure if you're still here. If so, just let me know. Just do a few encounters. Says you're busy. Right, right. I was asking if you wanted to send, but if yeah, go ahead. I'll stay out of an encounter now. Nope, you're good. Just wanted to make sure. All right. Good luck. Have fun. Okay. Alhi. I like it. Shaolant's gonna seem like one. It seems like it's one of the most popular Tems of the meta. Once I get to the tier list this weekend, it's definitely going in A tier. Just if nothing else for its popularity. It does its job better than any other Tem in the game now. Not that anything changed with it. It's just that every other Tem that really created the same space that Shellant does is gone, and Shellant's the only one remaining. The Moala band's kind of unfortunate. They don't have a good matchup into Hazratted. Okay. I think I just go my own Shelllant and then mouflank here. Just in case we see like a size munch, I can throw a... Okay, that works too, because now I just madness buff. We get to madness buff on the mouflank. Let's go! My toxics don't like the winds. I'm gonna ban 2 Vine just because it also resists toxic. At least Owlhe I can hit with toxic moves effectively. No, not my Gulder. Actually, I'm totally okay with that. It's just bad Calibus. It looks like Saku will have some good value this game too. I haven't got to pick it yet in my 2 games. Volgon though? Volgon hasn't done much. I gotta figure out how to pilot this team correctly. That's something I don't know how to do yet. I could have picked Volgon there for the better matchup into Platimus and Owlhe, but I didn't want to have a worse matchup into the Nesla. I don't need Shellant for a whole lot. I'll just get some chip on the opposing Shellants and throw him, get a madness buff. I don't have drill on my mouflank, so I won't break my own evasion or anything. Alright, 14%. Not even. Alright, breaking my evasion. Now I just gotta hope it's not a physical Scaravolt, because if it is, that's gonna be unfortunate. Okay. Took that pretty well. I think I just want to wipe this Scaravolt off the face of the planet. I don't even know if this kills it because it's a Scaravolt, but we can try. Knockback's recoil is going to hurt super bad. I guess I could have done like double edge first. I just kind of wanted to see how much damage it dealt. 70% is a bit sad, but it is what it is. Hopefully I live this. I don't know how much I took the first time, but I think it was less than 25. Yeah, nice. Inner Spirit should be able to finish off the Scara. Since my mouflank's slow, I don't think I'm actually getting another hit off on anything this game. So I'm not going to outspeed any of the rest of the Temps, even at base. While just goring for some more chip. Basically just a mouflank for Scaravolt trade, except my Shalant's actually low on stamina. It's unfortunate. Respectable chip for no attack invest. Alright, so now I bring in Saku. If Platimus comes in, I'll be a little sad. Because Boomerang's my strongest win move. Okay, Alhi works. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap out Shalant for Calibus. We're gonna Rishiol. Asako has bait, so I don't have to be afraid of like a high tower from the opposing Shalant or anything. Yeah, that Feather Guard hurts though. It's unfortunate it was targeting the Shalant. Thought I might be safe since the Shalant's got no age or no stamina left. Was splitting attacks. Inner Spirit hurts pretty bad. Even have defense invest on the Saku. Might be a high attack Shalant, which is a bit surprising. Strange Vest Owlhe. Also very interesting. We throw a Toxic Ink at the Shalant, and then we'll just go like a... Alright, you know what? No, we're gonna go... Since it's Strange Vest, it'll actually be better to hit it with a Toxic Ink than a Water Blade. Also covers for swaps, then we're just gonna Rushiol the Shalant. I guess if there's a double-in on Calibus, that's bad. Very well could be. Ooh, slow on the Shalant. Maybe a Lullaby or something crazy? Zen Med? I'm not sure. Just a rest? Oh, a Zen Med, okay. I'm glad they're both on timers, because that hurts. I should have strangled. I wasn't thinking. Gotta hope Saku can live the Soul Shout. A plus... Oh. Dang, saving the Haito, that's smart. There is an OX. And Owlhe's Prio's down now, so I can bring in Zenith. Throw Crystal Spikes to the Owlhe. I hope it kills, because it's Strange Vest. But then I'll get a Lifeful Sap on Saku. It'll be very useful later. And I'll just swap in the Shalant. Throw Sea Spikes at the Nestla, and then it should just be Platimus after that. Unless it's a bulky Nestla and it takes the hit. Which is possible. I've seen bulky Nestlas before. I don't have any prio on my Shalant, so I won't even be able to finish it off if it does survive. Ooh, Rotten Goo. Yeah, that probably would have taken out my Saku, or at least really close. So didn't want to leave it in. Zenner's got pretty good defenses, so it can take the Water Blade just fine. It is a bulky Nestla. Very interesting. Kind of unfortunate because now I just gotta take an OX to see Spikes finish off the Nestla, but I will do it. I'll throw a just Soul Shout just to yeah. You know, we're gonna see Spikes the Platypus because I know that'll do more damage. And I'm just gonna Soul Shout the Nestla. If Zenarith even gets it off. Double aquatic. Ah, dang, I should have swapped in Saku. It's okay, Platypus doesn't have a whole lot of stamina left. Sweatband nerf coming in clutch. I don't want a Kessa or Haito because it could very easily be either Zen or Determined, and I don't feel like guessing right now. Give Aquatic Whirlwind to the Tem that needs it most, Droply. That'll be fun to see for sure. I was expecting a Toxin Shower there. Otherwise I would have burned Inner Spirit. I just didn't want it to go to waste on evasion. Ooh, good. I'm getting punished for not having max attack on my Saku, but we should still be alright. Just throw the Inner Spirit now. Oh, I didn't even notice it was Speed Arrow. So I guess it was a 273 Platypus. It's usually what I hit for my breakpoints too. GG, see me. Whenever you get back, GG. Seems like a pretty solid team. I'd say the only weak point is maybe the Owlhe. I'm not a huge fan of Strange Vest personally. I feel like the meta is, or Strange Vest really thrives when either physical or special damage is highly prevalent. But we're in a meta where it's really mixed. What item would I recommend? I don't know your spread exactly. Bait is okay on Owlhe or Fake Beard. Stuff that lets it get off Oshi for cheaper because it doesn't have the best stamina pool and Oshidashi is super expensive. They can get use out of War Drum on physical teams, but yours looked kind of mixed. Switch to bait. Didn't think of that. Yeah, bait's always a good item on like any Tem that's not fire, toxic, or mental, so you can get the immunity on burn, poison, and sleep, and also the invigorized. Hello, Millie. Welcome and good morning. Let's swim over to our apparently unlucky Pookie spot. I should really be just choosing different spots along the river to hunt for them for. But I figure right in front of the Mew truck is good enough. More or less a hidden area. Give Kenski. Quadruple Toxic, Rip Gould or Calibus. Probably shouldn't be running double Toxic in this meta. I was just thinking too much how Urushiol would be fun and even Paralyzing Poison Nemoala. I'll let the memes get to me. Give Living in 1.4. He's... I don't see anything wrong with his team. Still looks pretty menacing to me. He's beat me a ton of times over the last week or so. Your mix has bait. You believe pan sunscreen would be better. Yeah, no, you don't want bait on mix. I wouldn't even do pan sunscreen personally. Mix really likes sweatband because the goal is for Mix to stay in the field as long as possible. First aid kit Mix trust. Feel like you're facing a counter team when you match him. I think he has drill on something. I don't remember what though. Like drill's gonna be so popular now with Shelllant on every other team. Inithor, interesting. You didn't see a drill when you played him earlier today? Okay, that's well. He didn't. I'm assuming this is like maybe even Mom's lunch Tolkien or something. I wanted to pick Zenrith anyways because it's one of my better toxic resists. Mouflank, banning out my non-toxic Tems. Luckily we get 2 bans in this game, so I can ban 2 of his toxics, so I have a little bit more flexibility, but not a whole lot. Easy madness buff. I mean, I'm gonna get hasty lunged or sparkling bulleted and fiery souled, so it's not really a free M buff at all. I just gotta take the kill on Minotaur. If I knew I outsped the Tolkien and I could Crystal Deluge it, I would feel safer madness buffing, but I don't think that's gonna be an option. Not funky, no. Do not have crazy stuff. I don't know. I mean, the chance that this Minotaur swaps is pretty dang high too. Like, what's gonna stop Shellant from coming in? Madness buff team, madness buff knockback flank. Yep, that was what was requested yesterday for channel points, so that's what I'm doing. And then I just kind of threw a couple other madness buff stuff together, and this is what we're struggling with. I think I just split damage here. Really wants me to click madness buff, so that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I knew Shellland was coming in. I didn't have a whole lot against that. I'm not even sure after a madness buff if I can one-shot a Garunder with crystal spikes. I don't think I can, but maybe because it's Zenrith. Typically you can't, just because just because Garunder's special defense is through the roof. It's about as good of a board as Moala's gonna get. Minotaur is going to come into one of these slots next turn. I just don't know which one. Why do I prefer Zeno over Scavenger Valash? It's mainly for bulk. Zenrith can take a Stone Ball.
Valash really can't all that well. No, I didn't want to actually swap there. It's probably the Tolkien that's swapping. You gotta just swap in Guldur. So I'll swap in Guldur. And then... Oh, wow, he stayed in, okay. Rip. I could have just Inner Spirited and killed the Tolkien. I guess he's just trying to kill me before FNATO goes... Nope, he landed on the Guldur. I thought he was just going to go for the Moala. But that wasn't the case. That is... Oh, it's just a copy pasta. Alright, we got Hypnotist. What I'd like to do is I guess I can do Zenmed Rotten Goo. But then I'd like the Paralyzing Poison into Venom Spread. No, I didn't think about Welcomer. His speed tiers are very unfortunate for me here. Well, this is what we're gonna try. We'll see if I can survive or whatever the hasty lunge is coming. No, it's gonna be a Paizo. No, it shouldn't have Paizo up. It should just be hasty. But it's not like Moala wants to take that. I do have a lot of bulk invest, but that's still kind of rough. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Guldur doesn't live a double in either. It's tanky, but not that tanky. I just guessed the wrong slot last turn. Live, like, Sludge Gift or something, so I can live. Ah. That sucks. Now Guldur wasted its turn, too. I had to try and live there to make something happen. Because it's not like I had a lot of other options. I guess I could have swapped in Zenarith, but I think that would have been rough. If I played straightforward with Tink and attack both turns, probably would have been fine. I probably would have. It's no fun that way, though, if I'm not even using the gimmicks I have on the team. I didn't even notice. He's got his Shellland caught in a Tem card X. I mean, technically, if I could just get the game to like a 1v1 with both the Minotaur and the Garender versus my Zenarith, I'd be just fine. Just not really a possibility. Can't say that after saying he's not funky for not wanting to go for the madness buff. Exactly. First I get told to have fun, then I get told I'm bad for having fun. This team was going to be rough from the start. Apology accepted. Monk would have pressed madness buff in front of 2 earths. Madman. Good play. And buff their special 2x is reduced damage. I mean, yes, but you have to be faster. It only works on specials, so like the most popular special earth in the game is Volphy. So like you can live Volphy. I almost toxic inked the Garender slot just for chip. Okay, looks like it didn't matter. I mean, I can outspeed the black hole. Oh, nice, Ebola too. He could predict me to go and back into Zenith on the Calibus slot though, and Sludge Gift. That could be bad. Can't synergy. I mean, now he's +1, so maybe he does. Okay. Bush Volphy, I don't ever expect people to run Bush. I feel like there's so many better moves nowadays. You got Jinx Whisper, you got Sandstorm. Okay, I guess those are like the only two, but it's always unfortunate when people do decide to run Bush. And Shadowland doesn't live a hasty lunge. If it did, there was just a chance. Something could happen. Hello. Welcome. Yeah, it does Vortex. I guess I had to use the Kessa on the Minotaur. And maybe even like knockback on Volphy. I think that might have been my only play. But I don't think I even outsped. The Bush is what screwed me. Because he was able to stay and get synergy and didn't have to sack anything. Thor's dead for the next 2 games. That'd be an interesting mechanic now, wouldn't it? GG's. The thing's name was Ranch. I guess I just killed the whole ranch. Eating good tonight. Sorry, vegans. uh, yeah, I don't know what much I could have done differently. I probably had to get Shalant on the board earlier to get a Kessa off and utilize the trapped part of the move. Trapped either the Grunder or the Minotaur in to stop it from doing stuff. Umbra incoming. It'd be nice. Found a team you had fun with, by the way. You'd be a stall team, then the guy that you lost to using your team was winning. Okay. So you went from wanting to play heavy aggro, hyper aggro, to just playing stall. As long as you found a team you like, that is awesome. It is just a little funny though. Yeah, stall is definitely a play style. I did a stamina stall team the other day, but there's other forms of stall too. Kyron's super strong on it, and some other tems as well. Cool the emotes. Yep, I spent a whole like 10 minutes getting all of them. Glad you like them though. Guffed one was the only one that took a little bit because I actually drew that thing. And it was like, I'm an awful. I just took like, oh, I'll just make a Pookie in like 10 minutes. Whatever it turns out as, I'll upload it, call it the scuffed emote. Sounds quality to me. Don't know if I have any showdown slots. I could be able to check the team or not. You can give me the code. If you redeem a review or improve team with challenge points, I'll definitely take a look at it. Did one earlier. I can just type in the new code then. Derp's the best one. As soon as I saw the concept art for Pookie, like I was just looking through the Pookie's page the other day to see if they had the Umbra model uploaded for it. And then I saw the concept art and I'm like, huh, you know, they'll just change the eyes around and just make it look even goofier. Just add a little tongue too. Web. Alright, let me see if I can cancel the queue quick. Yeah, I just like to do it while it's fresh in my memory because I skipped Maleros for like 2 games. Alright. I just type in the new code. Oh, I thought you said it was a stall team. I guess I misunderstood. Okay. You got fake beard, so yeah, that's fine. I mean, technically, since you're still at a value of 302 on speed, you can put these 4 TVs in like HP. Or let's see if you can get in defenses. Yeah. So you can get 1 in defense and 1 in special or defense, and you're still at the same exact speed. So I would advise that. Okay. Is this supposed to be the other trait? I guess this is not a typical Hedgen moveset. It looks similar to what I was running the other day, but I was not running a normal Hedgen. Normal Hedgen looks something like this. I guess you would probably want harmful microwaves for damage. That build for being able to swap out into one that's a heavy hitter on physical attack. I guess I don't quite understand. I would change those moves for that. This looks pretty standard. 331's good. Yep, all this looks good. You could actually save a little bit on stamina here, and instead of 61 TVs, you actually just want the value of 61, which is actually just 3 TVs, and you can throw the rest in HP then. Not sure what that was for. HP value. So I think that would be a slightly more optimized. You might even be able to get away without sparks. But sparks is fine too. I mean, sparks is nice as an option with stuff like Hedge and Volphy Platamus. And I guess it's a Water Custodian of Geist too, so it won't have anti-synergy there. I'll edit all this stuff and then I'll give you the new code that you can type in afterwards. So don't worry. I don't know Volphy's defense breakpoints offhand. But this is fine for Volphy, I think. It's gonna die pretty quick. You might want to end up putting more HP invest in it. But this is fine for now. Just leave it as is. Adrenaline shot for Jinx Whisper's good. It's funny, Gallus, it actually has 61 to get 61 stamina. That's resistant Wardrum. I don't know if this is the team for fast Gallus, but you can try it. Seems a bit squishy for my tastes, but it could work. Definitely catch people off guard with it. Platamus has such lopsided defenses, you'd actually rather have defense invest than HP when you have that little. I'd even drop its speed some. It's kind of a hard choice. Because with Nessa, you can get away with just having 273 speed, and then you can have the rest in HP invest, and this should be able to live like Feathergats, which is really nice. But if you wanted to go max, you could do that as well, because you'll outspeed max speed Inky, and you'll speed tie Golzy. I would recommend going 273 though, it'll just be a little bit easier to play, and it shouldn't feel too much different. You don't know if the items are okay? Yeah, you're gonna not want drill here. Problem is you have multiple Tems that want Sweatband. Platamus is arguably the best Sweatband user in the game, so I would still leave it on that. Amphitheater has better stamina now. Like, it has a 3-turn rotation with these moves just about. I guess maybe you want a bit more stam for Thunderstrike. No, it's tough. It's really tough. Both of them have evasion too, so you can't just put bait on them to free up the spot. So we'll leave the Sweatband on the Amphitheater. And we'll give you a double screen on the Platamus. If it didn't reach any defensive breakpoints before, it will now. So that works just fine. 273 mouflank. HP invest, attack invest. This looks fine. Just fine. What does double screen do? It just reduces damage by 10% from the majority of Temtem in the game. You don't want marbles here. Just go hand fan. Still gonna struggle with stamina because once again, Valoran's another stamina heavy Tem. Ooh, you cannot have 0 stam here. That is not an option. You want at least a 3-turn rotation. Honestly, Valoran wants to stay on the board for as long as possible. I haven't experimented much with Vitamin Complex, but I think Valoran could be one of the better users of it, potentially. Valoran gets more value out of speed than the special attack because of, I guess, it just gets double use out of its speed, because not only can it outspeed stuff, but it also gets value with hyperkinetic. You probably should have some HP value. I just don't know what that is offhand.
and it would take a while to calc. But overall, I think this would be a better option for you. And yeah, we're gonna swap the Nagai's item. I'm just gonna look at it just quick here. This should live a CPG from a 2-vine, no. Water Custodian, this is... Not sure if you need Water Custodian, but you would end up hurting your team if you had the other trait. I'm not really sure what Nagais does here. It almost looks like it's here just to provide synergy for, like, V-Gust, which I don't think you really need. V-Gust isn't a move that requires synergy. So I would drop the Nagais. You don't need to have one type of every Tem on a team. It's not like Pokemon that way. I don't even know if you need that in Pokemon. Probably not. I'm trying to look. Electric weakness you could spare. I mean, type-wise, you've got a really well-rounded team. You don't have any big type weaknesses that I see. If anything, the worst one you have is fire, but you do have a couple counters to that. Looks like you just want something just kind of does fast, does damage. Tolkien. Tolkien spreads always hurt. Could take some out of special attack for bulk too, but I think this is fine. It's just my go-to build. And then you just throw like fire chip on it or something. Or no, marbles. Marbles is such a good item. You should have it on most teams. I would say that's just a little bit improved. It's just like you have Hellfire synergy with your Tolkien now. There's a lot of flexibility in this game, but I think this is an okay start. You said you wanted a really aggressive play style. This fits that, but you are gonna have a really squishy team in the end, which I can't say if you'll like or not. Damage in this game is not as high as in Pokemon. So even, like in most cases, you're not going to be able to just double into a slot and kill something. You're going to end up taking a double in as well, and you're probably going to die, and they won't, and it's going to be frustrating. So I can't ever recommend this kind of playstyle, especially to new players. But if it's what you enjoy, maybe you can just figure out some improvements to it and work on it from there. But I'll get the code for you. You can give it a try and just kind of see how you like it. I didn't change too much. I always like keeping the core identity of the team together. Hope you maybe learned a bit from it. Be better to have some stall on the team? No, in general, you want your entire team to have the same game plan. Having like 4 Tems be super aggressive and 4 teams that are just walls that don't attack is just not a great plan, because there's a ban system in this game, and somebody could ban 2 of your hyper aggressive Tems when your opponent also has a good matchup into your defensive side, and then you're just kind of a wait. What was the code? I'll have to grab it again. Otherwise, you can always check back in the VOD. Just take a screenshot when I pull it back up. EPPJQ. I'll just type it in chat for you too. Lots of redeems today. If anyone else has got any, I might actually just increase the price of them a little bit in the future, so I might as well do it now.
Go ahead and give it a try. Would you want to lead? Uh, there's no universal truth in this game. There's just, uh, in my opinion, the best teams are the ones that are the most flexible. So, I mean, stuff like Hedge and Tolkien is a good lead when you can pull it off. Uh, Volfi's always a good pick, first pick on blue side, and then you, because it just has a good defensive type chart, then you can pick counters after that. A better breakpoint for speed, no longer 200, 204. But 221. So I should just do a video on breakpoints at some point. Yeah, triple toxic again. So the 221 breakpoint is with a priority move, you'll outspeed all the base speed 100s, which are Oshiar, Ukama, and Gialis. It's basically everything other than Amphitheater. 200 or 232 is everything, including Amphitheater, when they're using normal prio, that is. 200 is for countering Golzi and Platamus using normal prio, which is nice to avoid like toxin showers, getting stalled with toxin shower from Platamus, and also if you are weak to melee when you're facing Golzi, which is typically like Crystal Spikers. Crystal Spikers I always like to reach 200, same as Volfi. 204 is, I think, base speed Shimurian, and also it outspeeds max speed Seismudge, Pocus, and Nagais, which are the other options nowadays in the meta. Heading to bed. Good stream. Thank you, Shrumpy. Have a good night. 47 outspeeds Gallios. Yep, that's kind of the new breakpoint I've been following. But it is worth mentioning that those Gallioses typically run Clayball, and so they can just Clayball you into sleep and cause the same issues. So it's not a perfect breakpoint. I'm expecting a Nagais plus like a Chimerian or an Acronox lead. Yeah. And then the Nagais just swaps out as soon as I pick Volgon here. It'd be great if Strangle actually, like, overexerted the opponent during the turn, but that doesn't work. Tolkien got banned. Yep, that's going to be one of your most common bans. It's just such a great defensive type chart, offensive presence. It's one of the best Tems in the game. And it has been for as long as I've been playing the game, so almost 2 years. Possibly longer. Probably has been longer. Yeah, this is just rough. I have too many monotypes on this team, and they're all like passive. So you just ban out the couple Tems that are offensive or have a threatening presence, and then it's just a struggle to win. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming the Nagais is going to swap, but potentially he could double, but I'm almost certain I live the double is the thing. Oh, marbles. I still wish that item would just be deleted from the game. There's no point in calculating breakpoints when there's just a marbles on the other field. If nothing else, just make it so it doesn't work on lead. There's just too many swaps for the electric here. I think I have to make a call turn 1. And then throw throw a knockback into the Nagai's slot. I don't like games where turn one's a 50-50. If the guy stays in, I have to T-strike it. And I would want to, and then do something else with the mouflank. But if it doesn't stay in, then I have to save Volgon, so I have a good answer to it later. There's just too many swaps for it in the back, though. I have to assume it's going to swap. Nope. Ah, that's frustrating. He just tried to double in. It may have killed. Like, it's not like Volgon's crazy bulky, and it is a Chimerian of all things. Could have gone for the Chimerian there, but the Chimerian really wasn't a threat. I have answers to it with Shell Ants in the back. And it didn't do a whole lot to yeah. Every time I run Gulder, I want to click Toxic Ink, even though I'm specially invested and can click Rotten Goo. Just because the damage from the Poison Ticks does so much more damage. Oh yikes, that did nothing. I was just buffing the Chimerian at this point. Gulder doesn't even get a chance to move. There's no fires with Madness buff, is there? I don't think there is. Yeah, he finally went for the mouflank. Didn't want me to get another knockback off. Just fair. Now Volgon will definitely die to a CPG. Yeah, I just got turn 1 wrong this game. I know it was a 50-50, and it's always frustrating to lose them. Like, a game shouldn't have to be determined by the first turn of the game. It really shouldn't. But that's just how so many of them are. That's why I like flexible teams. This one is not, unfortunately. But you can't win all of them. Had a good day yesterday, so we're only bound to have a bad day today. I don't even know if I would have lived. But GG's. It's just like, it's kind of sad. I always, like, so mouflank with Hurry Wart knockback, you'd think it would do a whole bunch of damage because knockback's a super strong move. Mouflank has a pretty respectable special attack stats. That's actually almost the exact same as its attack. And, you know, it's like res badge increased damage even further. It just doesn't do all that much. Like we saw with a Madness buff on the mouflank, it only did 70% to a Scaravolt. I know Scaravolt's pretty bulky. And for what it's worth, it did do like 30% resisted to that Nagais, which is kind of cool. It's just it's inconsistent. And he, like the special defense raise doesn't get a whole lot of value. Especially if you're using it against a super effective attack. Like you're not, so like three stages of a stat is like, I don't know, it's like 58, 56%. Or no, it's it's like a 75% boost, so you don't even have 200% defenses. So you're still taking at least 1.25 damage from a super effective attack. And you're not even reducing a normal attack by half of its damage. So if you're running it on a fast squishy Tem, you're still taking. And if that attack would one-shot you, it's still going to kill you on the next turn. And the 30% health loss for it, it's just not worth it. I didn't catch how fast this Volfia was in the last match I had with Kinski here, which is unfortunate because it would be nice if I would know I could Crystal Deluge it on the second turn. That's just not information I have. Yeah, Tolkien. So this is where I stay in Madness buff, right? Because it's like 100% swap chance for a normal person. The flank ban's a bit sad, especially kind of an odd choice since he's got two mentals, but maybe he doesn't want to pick both. Probably just trying to limit how many Zenith weeks he has on the team. Which is a fair plan. Or not. Or he'll just have 3 in the back. Calibus really ain't gonna do much against Toxic, so I'll pick Volgon because it at least does stuff against Adoro and Minnow. Alright. Well, last time I stayed in and Madness buffed, so maybe he learned, maybe he didn't. I think the only way I do win is if I do pull some crazy stuff, so we're gonna try it again. Maybe playing Madness buff is just making me go mad. Yeah, he learned. Pain. Fire chip, Pyromaniac, fire chip. Oh, he just doubled. Yeah, dang. I mean, that was kind of like, I could have swapped to Goulder or something there and I would have been just fine, but I guess he wasn't afraid of that. Yeah. That's, honestly, this team sucks. I probably should have just made it like, so a lot of gimmicks would actually perform best if they are just used as a slot on a normal meta team. If I had 7 meta Tems plus a Madness buff special mouflank, in general the team would still perform pretty well. And the mouflank would be able to shine sometimes, just because people's priority bands are going to be elsewhere. But when you're trying to do a full gimmick team, sometimes you'll have things that'll work here and there, but in general you're just going to have a lot of unfortunate events. And things just aren't going to work out most of the time. Actually a really squishy mouflank, or Minotaur. I probably could forfeit because the turn one was too difficult. If I had swapped in like Gulder would have been in much better shape. Even Gulder, like I try and use it as a special attacker, but most of the time it would just get more value clicking Toxic Ink. It's kind of unfortunate. I mean, that's what the sharpening of identities has done. This is the balanced direction of the game. It's removed some of the flexible options, the more niche attacks for Tems to run, and it's kind of given them. Well, some Tems have gotten more options. Stuff like Shaoland actually is in a lot better spot than it was before. But in general, it's. A lot of stuff isn't as effective as it was in the past. We got one Tem down. Hey, biker. We're having a rough stream today. I have a tough gimmick we're trying to fill out, so that's the main thing. Might as well just try and double in. Team's better. Awesome, glad to hear it. Some speed in that Adoro, I think. It might just be speed creep though. That's game though, I got nothing left. For fun, I'll throw a Paralyzing Poison and a Venom Spread to see if we can just at least take the token down with us, but I'm forfeiting. I'll take the Volpy too, that works. I should just have a Tem kill counter. So I can feel better. Energy Paralyzing Poison's kind of cracked though. 6 turns of poison on top of just making them completely useless. It's not like -2 is completely useless, but it's certainly a big help. GG's. I got one more game in me before I just get to a point where I really don't see any hope in the team. Like I could try and I don't know. I can't see any ways I could really improve the team. It's just foundationally it struggles. And I said it at the start of the week. The first week is more when people are just kind of having fun team building, and the second week is typically where people are trying to fit the Tems that they've found are strong during the fun week into the meta. So what we're doing now is we're finding a lot of meta teams that are adapted to the new patch, which is essentially a lot of Shellance. What about Kaleidoscope Saku? If you're thinking about for target rep, Kaleidoscope, even with target rep, does not actually pass, or you can't. Saku cannot hold the Lightful Sap. Kaleidoscope doesn't allow it to. Oh, for my team. I haven't even gotten to Click Madness buff. It's just. So for Madness buff to get value, I would have to either one-shot something after the boost, or get 2 hits off after the Madness buff. Because
Manus buff only gives +3, so it's not actually double. It's not double damage. It's only plus 75% damage. So, yeah, that's kind of the issue. I'm not sure. Most of the time, I'd rather just click 2 hits and then end up dying, because I actually effectively get 200% value. Because the special defense boost for the HP drop just is not worth it. Manus buff is one of the worst moves in the game. Because it's, like, it is helpful, but it's also actively detrimental at the same time. It's a really interesting combination. Because if the problem was just that I wasn't surviving long enough after the madness buff, it makes sense. But like, when you're like, if I have mouflank and I madness buff in front of that Nagais earlier, the Nagais beta burst still does like 50-60%, and then all it needs is like a sharply for a glass blade from the Chim to finish me off. Otherwise, like, if I'm being attacked by the Chim in the first place, like a CPG plus Frond Whip would have killed me before I even got my knockback off under the Decidora. So, just a rough situation. Lash is one of the only Tems that can use Madness buff, but even then it's just... So typically it's played some next to like Kaleidoscope, Valash. Alright, so Kaleidoscope Hedgen. You play Kaleidoscope Hedgen with mouflank and Valash. So you can create space for either of those Tems to get set up a little bit. Alright, for the gimmick room. No, don't worry about it. I don't have a whole lot of gimmicks stored up. The only one I can think of that I haven't done yet is Earthbreaker Team. Which is... that was going to be just as bad, if not worse, but that's about the last one I got stored up, so I don't ever mind getting them. But yeah, it's a team like this is... it ain't easy. Now we are facing a pretty unique stall team. It's Turby, so I know it's stall. It's interesting to see Arachnite on here. Run Schween's Orpho while I can. Nah, I don't like bug abusing. Not a fan. I don't know why the other top players are doing it. There's a few of them, and I don't understand it. Might actually get to do something here. You're not playing for that reason mainly? Sack being disconnect is too much for you to want to queue. I don't see it that often, but yeah, that is a huge pain when it does happen, so. Yellow Koi is just electric. I'm just gonna double madness buff. Am I wrong to do so? Yes. Am I going mad? I feel like that's the point of this team. Let's just ban the Nidrasil. That's his best source of healing. Just gonna leave out Volgon here. He's got double Earth and a Crystal. It ain't worth it.
Plus I have lots of toxic Tems, and the only toxic immunity he has is Tortnite. If I can get rid of Tortnite, Gulder's going to be really important, I think. But we'll see. Be nice to win a game on the last one. Double madness buff. Woo! So Stall the Valiar typically runs something along the lines of Bamboozle, Hypnosis, Denigrate, and a fourth move, which I think is normally Ultrasound now. So I'm a little surprised he picked it first, and it scares me it might have Telekinetic Shrapnel. But I want to challenge him and say it doesn't. I feel like the only attack move... I feel like you would only want one attack move on Valiar, and it's going to be Denigrate on a Stall team, always. That's my thought process anyways. But a Telekinetic Shrapnel would just... pain. Would deeply pain me. I'm like, oh. Sorry. Is it actually better? I couldn't tell. Nobody told me it was messed up. And over on the volume settings, it doesn't really... Okay. Yeah, my mic gets like that sometimes, so I only know if somebody tells me. I missed what happened. I must have got telekinetic and lost the challenge. I'm not sure what the Tortnite did, though. Maybe a Crystal Spikes on Gulder. No, because I'm still like full health. Ah, Deluge. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I needed him not to have telekinetic. I don't know why you have telekinetic when you have a stall team. You want Denigrate. Like the only reason you bring Valiar is because of that, and I guess you're getting rid of one of his other options if you don't. Nightmare. I guess it doesn't have Nightmare Feed anymore. I really wanted to let out a knockback on that Tortnite because that was going to be my best answer to it. Well, I guess we just try and Urushiol and Venom spread the Valiar. And hope it doesn't bamboozle itself. Otherwise I might just forfeit and call it a day. Can't Hypno either of my Tems at least. I have bait on Saku. Can use Tortnite's Garden on my Gulder. Nice, that did quite a bit, but it's too late. I guess, I mean, the rest of the Tems in the back all resist Gulder, so it's not the worst thing in the world. To play the is it adaptive game, because if this thing turns into a toxic type, that would be really bad. Actually, we're just giving it a way better defensive type. I feel like it would go Digiprotect on a stalled team, though. Oh, yikes. Okay, I'm gonna need like 2 more of those. Moment of truth. Okay, it's Digiprotect. But still, +3. That hurts pretty bad. He's just gonna put my Saku to sleep now. And swap to one of his Earths. He's gonna swap to Grumper. And put Saku to sleep. Okay, Cowron's a bit of a surprise. I was definitely expecting Grumper. Just swapped to Moala. Dang. I was afraid of Grumper and I didn't want to be on a board against. Well, it's got harmful microwaves. Being Moala against a Digi feels so bad. I can't really do anything great here either. It's pretty sad when my +3 special attack Gulder, best thing it can do is Toxic Ink. That's well, we tried. Calibus will be better once I can bring that out. You love the team? Glad to hear it. Ranked up to Silver 2? Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I really don't have that bad of a matchup into the rest of his team with these two. But it's not because these two are great. It's just because it's just because his team is unfortunately out tight matchup. It's just chip damage on the Arachnite. Urushiol on the Cowron's valuable. So I don't want to click Lifeful Sap until he clicks Psychosis, because I wouldn't be able to apply another status if I click Lifeful Sap right now, is the thing. Because Lifeful Sap lasts more turns than Psychosis does. So there's 3 divisions, and then there's 3 divisions and 3 subdivisions, or however it's put. Okay, Nightmare Feed. No, that sucks. He maybe not doesn't have psychosis then. It might just be a. So he showed Roar, Stonewall, Nightmare Feet. He's probably got an actual attack too, so I can click Lightful Sap here. Once he swaps out his Arachnite, I'll swap in my Moala. Yeah, there it is. That was gonna happen sometime, I just didn't know when. He probably just stonewalls it. Way up. Alright. Freshing Diabolo is nice. I can get a Boomerang and a... Honestly, I don't know which one's going to be better here, a Water Blade or a Water Jet, because I'm -1 attack, and he's plus 3 defense, and -2 special attack, but he's +1 special defense. But Water Jet's stronger. Yeah, screw it, we'll just strangle the Tort. 62, that does less than 20%, so that's like a 4-hit KO. Oh, he used it on the Calibus. Interesting. And he does heal from that, which is unfortunate, to say the least. Karen should die to the Toxic Ticks now, at least. But I'm gonna struggle to do a whole lot here. I don't have any way to get the Doom off my Calibus. I wasn't expecting to face a stall team. That's nice chip. Oh, relax. I actually screwed over the plan by pushing off the toxic. That's actually pretty cool. I respect that. It's just bad for me. Had I known he was gonna sleep, I could have actually swapped in my Moala for the whip. I just only had one status I could apply. Yeah, I should just forfeit here. He just one-shots my Moala with his Arachnite now. Dang. I had no way to break through that Grumper as soon as it relaxed. And Coward's Rest wouldn't have been good either. GG, yeah. This team's a solid 1-6. Yeah. I'm surprised it took that long to get demoted. It must have been actually quite far into D2. But yeah, that's gonna be all for me today. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be back tomorrow. There's a good friend of mine's got a band concert, so I'm gonna check that out. I might be able to get a stream off before then, though. We'll see. Thank you for the follow, Genesect. I appreciate it. Yes, yeah, I mean, I'll share the code, but like, don't use this team. There you go. It's to keep rotating the teams around. Madness. Just using this team felt like it. That's I like, okay, that's funny actually. It's the Poké dollar sign because that's that's the dollar sign. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty spent today. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.